So once again, it's all fake, right? It's all fake. And I was reading today an interview with, because we all know where we are now. I was reading today an interview with some Germans who were alive 1930 to 1940, and they were asked how did this war, how did this movement, how did this system happen? And they said like this: little drop by little drop. So it's one thing when you have, say, one volcano and the volcano explodes. That's one big problem for everybody. But if you have 100 volcanoes exploding every day, then society is going to have a lot of serious problems as a result of this. And this is what we are experiencing right now. This is it's a psychological war.
Yeah.
It's a psychological war. It's a mind game. It's a game of that's played in people's heads. That's what fear is. What is fear? It's a game in here. Because let me tell you about me. Some days it's cold out. It's cold outside, and my brain is thinking, it's cold outside. Don't want to go out. Right? It's cold. But when I go out, it's okay. It's not a problem. But we are all tuned in to this frequency of fear, of protect and survive, of I want to live and not die. Yeah, we are the living dead. Or the Walking Dead or something like that. Right, we are. Because we all end up the same way eventually. And that's why everybody deep down inside knows you have to live every day like it's your last day.
Yes, of course.
And I don't mean be completely crazy, go and rob a bank or something. I don't mean that. What I mean is that you have to enjoy everything, right? You have to enjoy all the good things, all the times with less pressure.
Yeah.
Going back in time, and there's a lot of people have said to me over the last 3 to 6 months, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And I have listened to them and I have thought about it and I have said, but you don't know what's going to happen, right? You have no idea. Should somebody do something? Is something better than nothing? Well, in general, yes, do something. Something is better than nothing. But also, there are times when it's good to wait and see. It's good to wait and see what happens, because sometimes, like life is like the stock market, one day up, one day down, right? Like prices and buying and selling of companies. Life is like that. you can do anything, go anywhere, and it'd be okay.
Mm.
And at this point in time, with some things, it's good to wait. It's good to wait and see. Now, sometimes it's good to just go and do something, but sometimes also it's good
Mm.
to wait and see. It's a it's it's a waiting game,
Mm.
and really and truly, nobody can force anybody to do anything that they really don't want to do. They can put pressure on people, but it's a waiting game. Everything is a waiting game. Everything is
Mhm.
wait and see what happens now. Um, they want to vaccinate the people they don't
Mm.
like.
Mm.
They want to
Mm.
vaccinate the people they don't like.
Mm.
Government doesn't like the old people because it's financially expensive for the economy. And government
Mhm.
doesn't like homeless people because who likes homeless people? I mean, I have empathy for them. I have been homeless myself at times in my life. So, um, but government really doesn't care about homeless people. Um, so, so why are they vaccinating people they don't like? They don't like. That doesn't make any sense. You know, if there was a real pandemic and you had a real cure, all of the people in government would be like, "Oh, me," and they would all be injecting themselves all the time. So, or they would keep it for themselves and not share it. Um, so, yeah, it's not. It's a crime. It's a crime. It's a crime. It's a criminal activity.
Mm. Mm.
And yep, somebody must do something.
Mm.
You know, it
Mm.
just
Mm.
it gets bigger and bigger. If the mafia come to you and they say, we want, I don't know, we want £500 for protection for your business for the week, and you pay them £500, then in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, they will come back and they'll say, we need 600 for protecting your business. Because if you give them 5, you will give them 6.
Mm.
It starts off with little
Yeah.
drops.
Mm.
2 weeks, just 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, just 2 weeks. Right? No, 3 weeks, no, 4 weeks, no, 5 weeks.
Mm.
Um, nothing, zero is better. Nothing is better at this moment in time.
Mm.
Nothing is better.
We must be mentally and and physically healthy
Yeah, did you know
for
that?
surviving. Mm.
Yeah, there are big problems for
Mm.
society and survival
Mm.
right now. Last year, the number of suicides went up 100%. It would double the amount of suicides in general in
Mm.
every country.
Mhm.
Double,
Mhm. Mhm.
double, and nobody talks about it, right? Nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Thousands of people who died because they didn't get their operations in hospitals last year.
Mhm.
Thousands of people.
Mhm. Mm.
Nobody talks about them. Did you know that if you look at the average number of deaths per year,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the number of people who died per
Mm-hmm.
year,
Mm-hmm.
basically in every country worldwide, it's the same in 2020 as 2019. There are no extra deaths. It's
Mm-hmm.
exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly the same. You check Slovakia. You check
Mm-hmm.
Slovakia. It's exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same. If it is the same, where's the pandemic? Right?
Pandemic is everywhere.
Well,
Okay.
everywhere is nowhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere is nowhere. They're
Mm-hmm.
extremes. They are
Mm-hmm.
mirrors of each other. Yeah. Um, so yeah, we have to think. We have to think logically. Yeah. Um, and practically about it. We need. Yeah. It ends, and like the mafia who want 500, 600, 700, 800. It ends only when you say no. That's when it ends.
Mm-hmm.
It ends when you fight back. For every day that we do nothing, we lose in terms of intellectually responding to what is happening. We are, we have difficult questions that we all have to answer. Well, you need to go to work because people live and die, based on what you do in healthcare. That's very important. Um, but it's a war on practicality. It's a war on logic. It's a war on business. It's a war on Western commercial culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's a war. It's a war. Every leader of every country in Europe is now millions and millions of pounds, euros, dollars, yen, richer than they were at this time last year. Because they all got paid. They all got paid. Nice big bank accounts they have now. They all got paid. It's very simple. It's politics, right? You, it's a dirty game. It's a dirty game where a lot of bad things happen. And it's hard for good people to do things in that way. Every day that we do nothing to push back against madness, the doors close. The doors close. And eventually they close completely.
But what will be done?
Well, they call it the New World Order. They call it the Great Reset. They call it the new beginning. They call it the transhumanist agenda. They call it environmentalism. They call it saving the planet. Right. The trouble is the planet is very healthy. It's the people who are not very healthy. Right. So these are the things that will be. Everyone will live in towns or cities. These will be giant domes with controlled environments and controlled air. Everybody will be scared to go outside because the outside will be wild, and wild is dangerous. We can't have that. So people will be selected to live in these giant dome cities. Everyone else will be taken to the countryside and exterminated, as happened in Europe and in China and in Africa and in many other places throughout history. The healthcare will take care of people, and that will be the new future. It will be a federation a la Star Trek, where nobody has money and everybody works for the government. There will be no independent development, and so there will be no freedom, and eventually, like every giant communist machine, it will just fall apart. But this is the plan.
It's not good perspective.
Oh, no, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, it's not me who made this. Is the United Nations plan. Look at the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2030 to 2050. This is their plan. Yeah. The roads of the future will be from A to B. That's it. There will be no turn left. There will be no turn right. You will be able to drive from this city to this city, and this city to this city, but not anywhere else. Everything will be controlled. Carbon credits. Everything will be controlled. You will have no private property. Which I agree with when we're talking about objects, things like pens and pencils and paper. But I don't agree with it when we're talking about people. Because some people view people as property. I don't think it's good to view people as property. And yeah, so for me, objects are property. People are not property. That's a different concept there. But the idea is in the future that people will be property. They will be bought and sold digitally, which is, you could argue slavery. I don't know, positives and negatives of that, but it's going to be difficult for any kind of independent development. Well, technology will slow down. All progress will slow down because there's not that competition for success.
Yes.
In reality, there might be some fake kind of success that people push, but the idea that you can go from nowhere to somewhere and be very successful
Mm-hmm.
is limited, or is going to be limited much more in the future.
But how future is it for your children, for young people? For young people, for you, for your children, what will be future?
Well, that's the most important question. The most important question is, what about the children? Is this a good idea for the children? No, it's not a good idea for the children. It will destroy creativity and imagination, which is fundamental for a positive human experience. And well, it's all mad, because obviously none of it is good, but the globalists who have this world plan have this belief that everybody will do what they are told. They have this belief that if they put information in films and magazines and newspapers, and they put pressure on the public will change to accept this this new environment that is given to them, and they won't push back, because they'll have in their Maslow's hierarchy pyramid, they will have all the basics. So once you have all the basic things in life, you don't fight back, right? If you've got basically a place to live and enough money to live on, you don't, in general, fight back. You just accept it and do what you can with what you have. So big business is about control, and there's a lot of scientific information now available about control of societies and populations, and basically, as we have seen from the last year, if you have one message and you hit it again and again and again and again and again every day for 365 days, people will eventually say, okay, yeah, whatever you want. See, if you don't stop, you will get somewhere, right? It's last man standing, right? Last man standing is the winner. If you don't stop, you will win eventually. And so this is just hammered into people's heads. And people have a fear. They're scared. They're scared. It's the classic problem between holding on to something and letting go of something, where everybody has to go through that experience, but when you are scared, you just hold on stronger, and you hold on more. When maybe it's best to let go of things. We see that from businesses. Sometimes it's better that the business crashes and everybody starts again. Sometimes. So it's it's hard psychologically on humanity and the individual person who has been persuaded to accept anything, everything. When you can sell people things that are not real,
Mm.
you can do anything.
Mm.
We half the stuff on my desk here says
Mhm.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's my Star Wars mug. Um,
Mhm.
but this is the example of Star Wars is not real. It's a fantasy story. But we can sell the idea to people, and for some reason, it's different for everybody. For some reason, people follow it. They get into it, and they get connected to it. But it's not real. And they get passionate about it, and they want to collect yeah,
Yes.
everything to do with it. But it's not real. And when you know that people spend a lot of time thinking about things that are not real,
Mhm.
then they will do anything. You know, if the government says do this, no, they'll do it because it's easier. It's easier. And unfortunately, when you have someone who will do everything that you want,
Mm.
then where are we? You know, we're straight back to Nazism and communism again, where the brown shirts, people who are just yes sir, it's for the good of the state, and they went and did whatever the order was.
Mm.
Um, now we're right back there again, where everyone is like yes sir, I would, and it's incredibly simple that sometimes the best answer is just no. Sometimes the best answer is just no. Just no, no thank you. Why not? It's wrong. It's wrong.
Mhm.
Um, it's wrong and you're crazy. Okay? Which is the situation we have around
Mm.
the world. But hi Jess. Are you coming in? You coming in to say hi?